Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your end of year reading, and this reading is going to be focused on helping you to prepare for 2022. And welcome back to self-discovery support as well. And we're going to start with some oracle cards on different categories, and then we will clarify. Okay, so we'll start with a message, a spirit message for you, a message from the universe, however you like to call it. So let's get going. Okay, so in this message, we have pushing upward. And some keywords we have here are steady progress, gaining confidence, accepting challenges, a promotion, receiving recognition. So like quite a very strong kind of leadership energy type of card. Yeah, I do feel that almost when I look at this image, I feel that 2021 might have been a year where there were several struggles for you. Not that you were not leading or trying, but maybe it was just, a little bit more of a struggle. I do feel like in 2022, we're going to have kind of a much stronger year in terms of the leadership in your life in various areas that you will be showing. Yeah, and I feel like, there's something here about steady progress through that kind of fighting spirit. I do feel like you're making that kind of progress, and it could lead to something like a promotion. There could be something like that, or some kind of recognition for the work that you've done in 2021, or even before that, long before that, that is coming through in 2022. Yeah. The one that stands out to me is gaining confidence. And I feel like if you are like new in a job, or you may be new to an area, I feel like this year there's the alignment of things are going to work out so that you are able to kind of be much more kind of full in yourself, full in your spirit. And we have 5 of Wands clarifying this. So what that tells me is exactly what we're seeing here is like something, there's an energy of pushing forward, right? This mushroom has to kind of push its way through the earth to make it, up so that it can survive and thrive. And I do see that there's an element of like keep fighting, sometimes this card talks about inner conflict, but I really feel like in this context for you, there is the energy of like keep pushing forward, keep fighting for where you want to go, what you want to achieve, not in a way that's going to detract from others or harm others, and not that you would do that, but sometimes in our own struggle we can kind of not consider how it affects others. And so I do see that the general message here is the fight that you've been putting up for what you want is actually going to make some headway in 2022. So that's what I see here with these cards, and that's the spirit message here. All right, so let's look at 2021 was a difficult year, and each end of year, there's generally things that we want to release before we move into the next year. And so for you, we have in the release segment failure. Okay, so I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. And so that really tells me a lot about the type of struggle you are having, the type of situations that you are having, or the type of even problems in 2021 and before, which is maybe in this fight, this fight that you have been putting to achieve, to attain, to expand. It's you undoubtedly, everybody would go through some kind of failure, but it does seem that maybe you've taken this harder, and seen anything. Almost, I feel like you're seeing anything that, I know you have like I feel that you have a very it's very fire energy, right? A very strong drive to go forward and achieve what you want. But we all make mistakes, and I feel that you are taking this in a way that doesn't leave room for that human side, that side of learning, because the process is learning, right? And in order to do that, you have to make mistakes. So let's see your card, the Emperor. Yeah. So almost like I shuffled these cards before I started recording and laid them out and didn't really look too hard at them, but I'm seeing how like this idea that the Emperor is about someone that wants to control. Sometimes that's a kind of negative aspect of the card, or a challenging aspect, but I feel that this Emperor is very confident, right? Is very confident, is very experienced in what they're doing. They're very wise, and there's no room for mistake with this person. But yeah, the thing that you're being asked to release is any kind of emperor-like behavior in its challenging aspects. So having things too much your way, being a little bit too controlling, loosen up the reins, let go a little bit, and what I want to say is have fun, like in the process, right? It's about play and mistake making, to learn and to grow and to actually have the room to have things occur to you that are going to be successful anyways. So that's the thing that Sagittarius, you're being asked to release in 2021, so that 2022 can have the success that you desire, this pushing upward energy. All right, so now that we talk about release, we want to talk about what you need to bring over into 2022. And so let's look. Virtue. So you acknowledge your loving spiritual attributes that encourage others to grow. Yeah, the good side is that I feel like there's an infectious energy to you, if I'm to use that word. People love being around you, and there is a leadership. I'm feeling strongly like someone who has leadership qualities, and for that reason, people are affected by you, and it's that good side, those good characteristics that you can use almost this influence to, almost influence others. This influence you have with others socially can be used for the good, so it takes a lot of maybe control and virtue to not abuse that. You acknowledge your loving spiritual attributes. Yeah, and so I think there's something here about leading by example. Let's see the Chariot. Yeah, so this is to me like the Emperor on the go, right? So this is someone who is ready, is now taking responsibility for the path that they're going ahead on, and they're supported by the universe in that mission, in that journey. Yeah, and what I do feel is that with this kind of strong leadership quality, I do keep coming back to that. It's recognizing the momentum that you have to kind of take on board, and how that affects others, how you can bring others with you. I feel like, there's a strong leadership quality here. Someone who can really make a difference if they put their mind, their heart to it. Yeah, spiritual attributes. That's the part. Yeah, and I feel like you're being encouraged to develop on this in 2022. Is to make sure that you bring that forward. Yeah. All right, so let's look at what you might need to heal in 2021, moving into 2022. Healing takes time, so Yeah, okay, authenticity. A lot of these cards, like they're very interconnected. The energy of authenticity supports our choice to be genuine and truthful in all aspects of our lives, with others as well as with ourselves. I do see that linking quite strongly to this virtue card. It's like virtue and authenticity are some of the great characteristics of a great leader, a great motivator, a great, just great persons on this earth, you know. I feel like, I almost feel like you are behind a cause. The energy is so strong that like it's almost like something is driving you ahead. There's like fighting for what you want, maybe fighting for a cause. And there's a strong kind of dominant leadership quality here. And there's a strong sense of knowing what you want to go for. And now you're being asked to make sure you're being authentic. Make sure that what you are living is the truth. And so if you're going to go towards anything in 2022, let it be your truth. There is, I was saying leadership qualities. 6 of Wands talks about victory. It can talk about someone who is a leader among men. Traditionally there are other people celebrating along with this this leader on horseback, who has come home and is now being celebrated. And I do see that here. I feel like when you are being your most authentic is when, maybe surprising to you, that you are able to have that kind of achievement that you desire happen. Almost as though, if I go back to this one, the spirit message, I think an additional part of this is maybe you don't have to fight in such a kind of let's say active way that draws your energy. So maybe it's not like resistance fighting, but keeping up the spirit of going for what you want, if you can see what I mean. Pushing forward, gaining confidence through what you're doing, but not necessarily pushing against the grain. I think that that's related to this authenticity card, is when you find and you discover the truth, the genuine you, the things that you really want to do, the causes that you want to put your efforts behind, that's when you're going to have the victory. And all of this is in your 2022 reading. You're preparing for 2022. This is amazing. So I drew, for potential outcome, I drew a number bead for you. And you got number 4. I don't know if you can see that. These are so tiny. Yeah, okay. Number 4, right? And number 4 talks about stability and foundation. So what this tells me is that 2022 is going to be the year that it's like you have gathered the bricks in 2021, and 2022 you're going to be able to lay the foundation. You're going to start to see the fruits of the labor that were set this year and the year before. The years before, I should say. And let's get the clarifier card to go with that. The Hierophant. Okay. So with 4, with that stability and foundation, this is very fitting. The Hierophant talks about tradition. So maybe there is something that you're doing in 2022 that is along a traditional path. Maybe you're taking on a mentor. And we did talk about spirituality here, and this could mean a spiritual path, a traditional spiritual path, becoming more connected that way. It could also mean going back to school, so that you can build that stability and foundation, some kind of training, mentorship. And most often we talk about the Hierophant in relation to contracts. So if it's business, it could be that you are finalizing those contracts next year. and that would give any business stability and foundation. But you also, if we're talking about love, this could be entering into something much more committed. So if we're talking about relationships, it could be that you're deciding next year to maybe get married, or just something more long term, more established. Maybe you're moving in with someone. This type of energy. Yeah. So what I see, Sagittarius, is that there is a strong power here. So this is someone that has a lot of power. You really put a lot of energy into achieving what you want, and what it's saying is that just keep going, and the belief system that you have, I think, is mentioned here. The kind of spiritual aspects and who you are, your ethics, your morals, those are going to be really important grounding elements for you in 2022. Also knowing who you are and acknowledging that the true you is going to be victorious. Yeah, so that looks really good. It's a very strong year. 2022 is for you, and I'm hoping it's an improvement on 2021. So yep, this is your reading. If you like this, please do like, comment, and subscribe, and join us again. Take care. Have a good 2022.